Oh, hey, what's up? First off, I'd like to say that this video is brought to you by Copeland's. That's Copeland's Ski and Dive Shop. It's Texas' oldest dive shop. You know, it's been a long time since we had like a snowboarding game. I think the last one we had was like the SSX reboot. That was like 5 years ago? Nearly 5 years ago? Let alone skiing games. I think you can count how many skiing video games there are in like one hand. There was Wii Ski, SSX on Tour, Johnny Mosley's Mad Tricks. So then Steep comes along, and it's pretty damn good. And just in time for the holidays, too. The concept of Steep is really simple. Just let the player let loose and explore a giant mountainous area with skis, snowboards, paragliding, and a wingsuit, with little challenges sprinkled all over the place. And on top of all this, you can actually just walk around, get off your skis and snowboard, and just explore the mountain on foot. Which wouldn't sound like a big deal, but I think this is the first game that allowed you to actually get off your snowboard. Usually when you're playing a snowboard game, if you miss a ramp or something, you're just screwed and have to do the whole run over again. And it's not until you're on foot that you realize how massive this world really is. A friend of mine, Vanessa Magic, actually did a speed run of how long it would take her to walk from one end of the map to the other, and it took her about 4.5 real-time hours.
4 hours!
This game strongly encourages you to explore the mountainous area to find like new drop zones or locations. They're not available from the start. You actually have to scope them out with your binoculars and then unlock them. And exploring the mountain is exactly where this game shines. It can be almost therapeutic in how soothing it can be. The blowing wind on top of the mountain, the crunching snow beneath your feet as you're walking around. It's really immersive. As you explore, you'll find snow parks, abandoned bobsled tracks, villages, ski lifts, and this hell on earth. On the flip side though, this game can be just as painfully frustrating as it is really fun and therapeutic. Once you start getting into some of the more difficult challenges, it is just enraging. You get so pissed off, you want to punch like a baby in the face. You'll just be retrying the same challenge over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you will just want to tear your hair out. Now, there's no load times every time you retry a challenge, but here's the thing. Every time you retry a challenge, the music starts over. So you get to a challenge that's really difficult and you will just hear the first 5 to 10 seconds of every song in the game. Why did Ubisoft even bother paying for copyrighted music if you're not even gonna hear it? The game plays somewhere between SSX and Skate. It's not quite as crazy over the top as SSX, and it's not quite as real as Skate. I think it's a nice middle ground. As you're speeding down the mountain doing a bunch of crazy tricks, you'll start to notice this white bar next to your character known as the G-Force bar. If this thing depletes, you pretty much eat shit. And like most people that played this game, at first I really hated it. But the more I played the game, the more I realized the G-Force bar is what kept the game from getting boring and stagnant. Just going all the way down the mountain at lightning speeds and hitting crazy jumps and landing without caring would get old really fast. Carving through the snow trying to manage your speed to get your G-Force bar back up is just such an intense moment. Yeah, it really sucks when you eat it, but I feel like the game's still better for it to have those risks there. There's also no custom characters, but there is a decent amount of preset characters to choose from, and their gear is fully customizable. And there's no stats, so it really doesn't matter what character or gear you choose, which I actually really like. I like the feeling of getting better as a player as to just trying to earn the best gear in the game. Also, it makes all the other gear in the game viable. Instead of worrying about, oh, is this the best freestyle board? Oh, is this the best race board? You can just grab your favorite gear and go. Of course, like with most Ubisoft games, games, this game does have quite a few glitches. Sometimes when you retry a challenge or respawn, it'll put you inside of the mountain, and then if you try to move, it'll like eject you into space. Sometimes you'll just fall into oblivion, but to be honest, they happen very few and far between, and very rarely do the glitches get in the way of your challenges.
One way to wake yourself up.
Another missed opportunity is that there's absolutely no grinding in this game. I get they were going for like an Uncharted mountain feel, but the thing is that you can still grind on trees and you find snow parks. So you could have railings at the snow parks, and I don't know, it just seems like it would be a lot more fun if there was things to grind on the way down. Most of the complaints I hear from people about Steep is that it's not SSX, and to me that's not really fair because Steep is its own game. Honestly, if the concept of mountain exploration is enough to pique your interest and you're thinking about buying it, I don't think you'll be disappointed, and I think it's worth every penny. Especially if you have some friends to explore the mountain with you. Guys! We keep knocking each other over. Just like real life. Yeah, just like real life. I'm pretty sure if we actually skied together, that's how it would go down. But other than that and a few challenges, there's not really much else that this game has to offer. But what is here, I would strongly recommend checking out, especially if you're a fan of skiing or snowboarding games. I just wanted to say thanks for watching the video. Try to stay warm these holidays, and Merry Christmas. You know, or whatever you celebrate. As always, I'd like to give a special shout out to my top Patreons, Jack the Ripper and Graphics Kong. Thanks guys for sticking with me while I make videos and stream. Also a huge shout out to everybody that supports my streams, subscribes, donates. You guys are really important and I appreciate you. Oh god, it's so hot! Ugh.